When we think about politics, it's usually, well, messy, right? Frustrating, all about power. But what if it was about something more? What if politics was actually designed to make us better people? It sounds kind of out there, I know, but for the philosopher Immanuel Kant, this was a huge deal. So today, we're going to dive into this really surprising link he found between our political lives and our moral compass.
And that's really the big question we're tackling here. Could politics actually make you a better person? Kant was convinced of it. He thought that, the way our government is set up, our duties as citizens, it's not just about keeping things from falling apart. He saw it as a kind of training ground, a gym for our moral character. It's a pretty wild idea for sure. So let's break down how he even gets to that conclusion.
Okay, so to understand this, you've got to know that Kant basically gives us two different pictures of a perfect world. Think of them as two big puzzle pieces. On one side, you've got the just state. This is all about perfect politics. It's focused on our external actions, what we do. Then, on the other side, there's the kingdom of ends. This one is all about perfect morality. It's focused on our internal motivations, why we do things. Right now, they look totally separate, right? Our mission today is to find the bridge, that one thing that snaps them together.
All right, so let's start with that first piece of the puzzle, the just state. We're going to dig into Kant's political blueprint and see what this ideal government of his is supposed to look like.
So the main idea here is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. In a just state, you're basically free to do whatever you want, right up until your freedom starts stepping on someone else's toes. That's the limit. It's a system built to give the maximum amount of liberty to everyone, not just a powerful few. And it's the law's job to draw those lines in the sand, to create the boundaries that make it all work.
And Kant saw this whole thing working on two different levels. First, you've got the local government. He pictured a republic with that classic separation of powers we know today. Legislative, executive, and judicial, all to keep any one group from getting too powerful. But he didn't just stop at the border. He went global with it, imagining this voluntary League of Nations where countries would work together to create a lasting, perpetual peace.
Okay, so we've got the political blueprint down. Now let's flip over to that other, more abstract puzzle piece, Kant's idea of the ultimate moral community.
So the kingdom of ends, you're not going to find this place on Google Maps. It's a thought experiment, a mental model, but it's a really powerful one. Just imagine a community where every single person is acting on moral rules that they themselves have created, and they've created these rules for everyone to follow. So in this world, you're both the king, making the laws, and the subject who has to follow them. You're a lawmaker and a law follower at the exact same time.
And this quote from Kant really nails it. A systematic union of rational beings through common objective laws. It's not about some boss or king telling you what to do. It's about a whole community of thinking, rational people who all agree on and choose to live by the same universal moral laws. It's a system built entirely on shared reason.
So, what's it like inside this kingdom of ends? Well, for starters, people aren't doing the right thing because they're scared of getting caught, or because they want a reward. Nope, they're acting purely out of respect for the moral law itself. This whole idea focuses on our rational side, the part of us that can step back from our immediate wants and feelings and just act on principle. It's basically the ultimate goal, the highest moral ideal we can aim for.
Okay, so we have the political utopia on one hand and the moral utopia on the other. And they still feel pretty separate, don't they? One's about laws and government out in the world, the other is about motivation inside our heads. But now we get to the big reveal, the connection.
So what's the one thing that connects this political system with this high-minded moral ideal? It all comes down to one word, freedom. But, and this is a big but, it's not freedom in the way we usually talk about it.
And this is absolutely key. For Kant, freedom isn't just doing whatever you want. It's not just about no one stopping you. Real, true freedom is the power of your own reason to create a moral rule for yourself and then actually act on it, no matter what you feel like doing and no matter what anyone else is telling you. It's the ability to choose a universal principle and live by it.
And that is the bridge. This special, rational kind of freedom is exactly what the just state is built to protect in the outside world, and it's the very same freedom that allows us to be moral on the inside. It's the shared foundation, the source code for both of these perfect worlds.
Okay, I know this is all still pretty high level, pretty abstract. So let's bring it down to earth. How does this connection actually work in the nitty-gritty of real-world politics?
Well, Kant pointed to this tension that we all feel in our political lives. It's a constant push and pull. On one side, you've got patriotism, your duty to your country, your special obligations to the people in your community.
But on the other side, you've got cosmopolitanism, this sense of duty to all of humanity, just because we're all human.
And here's the really brilliant part. For Kant, this tension isn't a problem we need to solve, it's the whole point. He believed that the struggle to balance these two duties, to care for your own people while also respecting everyone else, is exactly how we grow morally. It's like a workout for our ethics. Politics in this view is literally a gym for becoming a better person.
So let's tie this all together. Why does any of this matter? What's the big takeaway from this philosophical deep dive for us right here, right now?
Let's just quickly walk through the whole argument one more time. The just state creates the safe space we need to be free. Then, we use that freedom to wrestle with tough political choices, like patriotism versus our duty to humanity. That wrestling match, that's our moral training. And the big conclusion? Building a better, more just world and the project of becoming a better person aren't two different things. They are two sides of the very same coin.
The scholar Hans Sainer summed it up perfectly when he wrote about Kant. He said, "True politics cannot take a step without first having paid homage to morality." Basically, Kant believed you can't separate them. Any political move that ignores morality isn't just a bad strategy, it's a failure of what politics is even for.
And that really leaves us with a big question to chew on. When you look around at our society today, our laws, our political debates, what do you see? Is it a system designed to help us grow, to become better, more moral people? Or is it really just about keeping everyone in line? Kant's whole project is a challenge to us, really. It asks us to imagine a politics that isn't just about control, but about helping us reach our fullest, most ethical potential.